Welcome to this episode of Design Talk by DIY3DTech.com. This episode, I want to share this with you. So what is this? Well, this is a bench block or an anvil. Now, I 3D printed this from this blueprint I got from That Lazy Machinist site. So I'll have a link to these drawings down below. As well as his site. So he basically does classical machining, if you will. And so one of the things, though, I want to kind of start in the Design Talk series a little bit is how we can kind of cross the bridge between using 3D printing to get into manufacturing, whether it be subtractive, as in, you know, if you're interested in going to work in a commercial machine shop, or you want to do it on your own with 3D printing or CNCing, because basically the workflow pretty much works the same. So again, you have a design, which we have the blueprint. We take this into a CAD package, which I used OpenSCAD in this case, and I'll have a link to the OpenSCAD site where I talk about this a little bit more, the nuances. But you could also do this in Fusion 360 or SolidWorks or a host of other applications. And then obviously taking it into a CAM or computer aided or assisted manufacturing package, in this case was Cura to slice it, and then output on a 3D printer. So the interesting thing here is again, I think 3D printing is a good starting point if you're interested in becoming a machinist. Now, one of the things that I've become very interested in lately is, again, watching Titans of CNC, Titan Gilroy really just, blows me away with a lot of the stuff that he's doing, the education, because one of the big things that we're seeing in the manufacturing world is that we're getting far closer from design to part with the different CNC technologies, with 3D printing and those type of things. So this is one of the pieces that I find exciting about this. But you have to be able to have the skills to do this, to go from this drawing to a CAD to a CAM to an actual production. So it's not like how it used to be in the past. So again, we've closed this up. So this is where I want to talk a little bit about the different dynamics of going from blueprint to actual part. So what we have here is a blueprint laying out basically this part. Now, what you have to be able to do is obviously read this, because again, in most of the real world, somebody's going to come to you with a design, and this is the design, and it's going to be articulated in very good form like this is, or very rough form in the back of a napkin. However, you have to be able to read and understand a design. Now, in this case, with this bench anvil or bench block, the idea behind this is, and it's used a lot in gunsmithing and other trades where you want to pop pins out and things like that. And the other thing it can also be used for is a tap block. In other words, you stick a tap. So in other words, you stick a tap. This one's a little bit tight, but the idea is this will run the tap straight in. Now this one's a little bit large for this hole, so just to kind of give you an idea, maybe more so like this one. And then what happens is, again, it's supposed to be rather snug. This hole is rather loose because this is a metric tap and this is imperial settings, but you kind of get the idea. So a lot that you can do with it. The other piece is it has this center piece, which you can take a piece of round stock, set it in here, and it holds it in this space. So again, kind of multifunctional, and then you can take a hammer, pound a pin out, and again, the pin will pop through, or you can use it for inserting pins. Real handy little device. Now, the piece I like about this being in PETG or plastic, and I would suggest PETG, ABS, or nylon, is it won't mar or have limiting marring effects to whatever you have on top of here to pop the pins in or out of, or whatever you're kind of using it to shim away from your work surface. But again, with this, so this is again a real handy design, but again, I want to focus more so on, you kind of see here how I've taken all the pieces that Lazy Machinist has laid out and brought it to this. And notice the various pieces, and this is where having a good understanding of math is very important, because one of the pieces that you notice here is that for the hole diameters, we have the holes here, and we're only given XY coordinates for the center hole A, or at the origin. The rest we're given a radius, and we have to place these around the radius. So you have to be able to know how to calculate the degrees for all of these. And again, I'll show in more detail on the OpenSCAD site how I did this mathematically, but similar in Fusion 360 or other modeling applications, you'll have to understand a bit of the math. Also, you notice here understanding a bit of the math for the taper, for the inside bevel of this is important. And so again, being able to take this and apply this. Now, the piece is, if you're an aspiring machinist and you don't have a CNC at home to work with, but you want to be able to start understanding blueprints and their translation, I think a 3D printer is an excellent tool to start with to take you on that journey. Because again, if you're understanding how to go from this blueprint to this part in 3D printing, you're probably 3/4 of the way there with regards to CNCing, because the only difference is going to be the CAM package converting to toolpaths and tool strategies. And yeah, that can get a little bit more complicated than 3D printing. 3D printing kind of makes that piece a little bit easier because it's a tesselated image and you're basically just slicing layers to build this up, rather than coming up with tool strategies where one has to run after the other to be most effective and also to achieve some of the cuts. However, too, again, with a lot of the 5 and 6 axis machines becoming very common, as a matter of fact, you can pick up a 5 axis machine out of China for under $3,000, which is just mind-boggling to me that you can make commercial parts. Now, granted, you're probably not going to want to make parts for SpaceX or NASA or somebody like that with a $3,000 machine, but it's still a very effective machine to produce just general parts with. So, hopefully you found this interesting. I'm going to do a series more on this, that Lazy Machinist. Again, I'll have the links to his site in these drawings down below, but he's got a number of really cool basically fixtures such as this that I'm going to do various design talk series on, and then we're going to look at them, and I'm going to use different modalities. For example, I used OpenSCAD for this. I'm doing one with V-Blocks that I will use Fusion 360. So again, it's really the idea of being able to take this, convert it into something the computer understands, which can be translated into some sort of CAM work package to create an end product, whether this is Cura or the built-in CAM functionalities of Fusion 360 or Cut 2D, whatever you have. That's the key, is being able to get design to computer. So hopefully you found it interesting, hopefully kind of inspired. I'll also put the link down below to the Titan CNC Academy. I think again, Titan Gilroy's done a fantastic job of putting tutorials together for Fusion 360 for both CAD and CAM, going to a CNC workflow, and a lot of that is applicable even if you're only interested in 3D printing such as this. I think it's still very applicable. So if you found it interesting, give me a big thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comments below more of what you'd like to see in this, because again, I really want to start focusing how you can either get a job with this technology, how you can start a business with this technology, and those type of things. So what would you guys like to see more of? So hit me up in the comments below, and I'll see if I can oblige. Don't forget, hit the bell over there. Well, actually, you got to go down below and hit the bell. The bell is just a reminder. Swag Shop's up in the corner, and we'll see you guys in the next video where we design something else. Cheers.
Please click like below and subscribe to the channel.